Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today we're going to have a match between Stork and a mysterious barcode player here on Fighting Spirit. Bottom left-hand corner, mysterious barcode player, the brown Zerg. His name is Barcode. And somebody asked, how come the main buildings look kind of different for me? This is because I pre-purchased the StarCraft Remastered client, StarCraft Remastered game, before it came out. Bottom right-hand corner, we have the teal Protoss player, Stork, with a very blue, shiny Nexus here. But anyway, got this replay pack off of TeamLiquid.net. Near as I can tell, these are all packaged together in April of this year. So this is a fairly new replay, probably played on the remastered client rather than the old one, based on the timing there. So very excited to bring this one to you. It's gonna be Stork. We like Stork a lot. Now, with a barcode, can't really tell who it is. If it's another name, sometimes we can check the Smurf list and figure out who it is. But in this case, no. It is a barcode Zerg player. His APM is hovering around 460 though, so he can't be that bad. And this game is a fairly long one. I really try to give you the fairly long games here. And as a result, this is what we get. I do have currently a bunch of small, short replays from StarCraft Remastered in the hands of my screeners. They all find the ones that are cheesy, that are fun, that are short for reasons that are fun, right? Not just a 6 pool that won, not just like a proxy gateway that won. Like, that's not, I don't know, it has to be more interesting than that, I think is what I'm looking for. And I'm planning on doing some kind of a StarCraft Remastered cheesy video in the next week or so, probably the next 10 days. So watch out for that. Mark your calendars for the next 10 days or so. Anyway, I am looking to cast some live StarCraft Remastered stuff. I have a couple of contacts on Twitter that have reached out to me, interested in doing that. I'm also currently casting the WESG qualifiers for StarCraft 2 for the 2019 year, which is just, it's qualifiers around the world, right? Totally around the world. Every country almost is represented. We did Peru the other day, working on Iberia, like the Iberian Peninsula has StarCraft 2 players. Anyway, we're going to be working on that throughout the month of November, but I should have time to continue doing this stuff on my channel as well. I don't plan on ever missing a day, even if it drives me mentally insane. So that's what's going on behind the scenes. There's the Nexus coming up. It's a Forge Fast Expand out of Stork. Nothing really to worry about here. That pool is not even close to being complete. It's a very macro-style, greedy opener from the barcode player. He wants to go for the macro game. He has no interest in trying to kill Stork early, just because Stork is too good for that, man. He's scouting. Look at this. He sees the timing on the extractor, he sees the timing on the pool, he sees the extractor is just now completing, which means that speed is nowhere near being complete, and no Zerg in their right mind would pressure with a hatch first pool play without speed. The Lings will just not get there in time, so Stork doesn't have to worry about bringing probes down to prepare for a Ling attack. He can get a cannon up, he can go ahead and finish his wall, and let his Nexus finish very leisurely. Yeah, check that out, third base at the 3-minute mark for barcode coming up in the north section here on the map Fighting Spirit, which again is the most popular of all maps. People are way into Fighting Spirit, just because it feels the most balanced, I believe is the term that I hear most when I hear people talk about Fighting Spirit. It's just none of the bases are that disadvantaged compared to the other ones. There's a lot of places to expand. Decent sized chokes coming into the natural base, not tiny, so they're really easy to defend, but not huge either. And this really enticing middle area with 2 gas and a ton of minerals that nobody can hold, man. The best I've ever seen anybody hold this is Flash held it once in a Flash versus Bisu game that I cast for a while, I think to the end of the game, and that was it. That is the only time we've seen this happen. So Flash can do it, but I don't think anyone else is very capable of doing it. If you missed my team game, I did do a fastest map ever replay, a 3v3 on Thursday. It was fairly low level, so if you don't want to watch a player like uselessly throw Hydralisks against carriers without Dark Swarm for minutes at a time, maybe wait for the next one. But if that's something that appeals to you, then go ahead and check it out. It is honestly a pretty great game. It's about 40 minutes long, but I am interested in finding some higher level, faster map replays. So if you have access to something like that, or any other type of, I don't know, Big Game Hunters fastest map ever would be a lot of fun too. Send it to me at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of, StarCraft Remastered, fastest map ever possibly, and I'll be able to get that done for you. So look, this is all set up, man. We got a Zealot, we have a cannon. These Zerglings are useless. I don't even know why Barcode's bothering to bring these over. It's a good number of them. It is a good number of them, but this cannon plus the Zealots, I mean, the Lings do have map control at this point. There's really no way for Stork to move out. at this stage, but the Zerglings are moderately useless other than that. Sure, they took down the scouting probe. Congratulations on that one. But what is this coming up here? It's a Spire. Quick Spire play here. That is likely just going to be for Scourge, as in fact we're opening Stargate and Citadel of Adun for Stork. This could just be a Corsair DT play, which I'm sure that Barcode has seen 800 million times. So we just have a couple Scourge. You don't need that second gas if you're going for Scourge. They're not that expensive, especially compared to Mulisks, which are incredibly expensive for gas. 100 per, man. 100 gas per Muta. I know they're good, but geez. Expensive buggers for sure. Anyway, so the Scourge are just good at keeping Corsair away from murdering your overlords. If you don't want to go for Hydralisks in this early stage of the game against a Protoss like Stork, you really at least got to go for a Spire, and then you'll be fine against the Corsair. Macro Hatch coming up here at the natural base for a Barcode, and he is making Mutas. Oh, don't make me a liar. Why would you make 4 Mutalisks? There's Corsair production, man. Hey, check it out. First Corsair has arrived. Oh, he's making 5 Mutas. So it's not a 2-base Muta play where you'd see 8 or 9 Mutalisks made at this stage of the game. Instead, it's a 5 Mutalisk, 2 base, 1 gas Mutalisk style play. Scourge coming in here too. Zerglings just kind of like, hey guys, are you trying to bait the Lings on in? I think they can take them, actually. 5 Zealots against this many Lings? Yeah, they got it. And they know. They're moving out. They're getting leg enhancements, so they move much faster. Let's watch that actually happen here. Let's watch that speed kick in. Where is it? Where is it? I'm watching the minimap at the same time. I don't miss anything important. Come on, Upgrade. You're almost there. Ooh, also, I managed to change the resolution on the replay. So, for some reason, there's the speed kick in. I was on windowed full screen, and now I'm on full screen. So, full screen allows us to see the colors for the teams in the top left, which people were complaining about a lot recently, and I'm sorry. I don't know why it was on windowed. Either way, Zealots attacking. Look at these drones. Circle of life, man. Holding position so the Sunken Colony can do its terrible, terrible work. The Mutas are forced to defend against these Zealots, too. Oh! I don't. Hold on a second. There's a... Why do these settings keep resetting? We're done. We are done. Good hold. Good hold there by Barcode, though. That Sunken Colony probably has 4 to 5 kills. Is what it has. Anyway, Hydralisk Den on the way because you don't leave home against a Protoss player without a Hydralisk Den, especially if you're going against Stork. Stork is just continuing to make Corsair here. Any other additional gateways coming in? There's the Templar Archive, so we could see DTs, but he's making High Templar instead. Is he getting Storm? Not now. So probably it's going to be Archons at first. Could definitely go for Storm a little bit later. We have seen that from time to time from Protoss players. Starting out with Archons and then getting Storm later on in the game. Muta count is still only 5. This is not a huge Muta commitment because you know your opponent opened up Corsair. If you commit to huge numbers of Corsair, Mutalisks, you will die. Corsair splash damage is so good against Mutalisks as to render them almost useless. Alright guys, you're going to make yourselves into an Archon or what? No, Storm's coming in. Alright, so you make these guys first, allow them to get their energy up, and then get Storm. If you're not too worried about a huge attack coming anytime soon, and honestly, Stork is not. He's got a cannon here. He's got another cannon coming up, one inside his mineral line. And yeah, Mutas really can't get much purchase when there's a cannon, especially if there's only 5 of them. Corsair trying to go after Overlords to supply block our Barcode player, but that's going to be hard to do. There's about 23 additional supply than Barcode needs that's available, so these Overlords are dying. Corsair's taking some major hits here too, just a little bit. Overlord does get picked off. Corsair takes some hits for that. Still not supply block though. Barcode is sitting at 74 out of 77 available supply. Some good scouting here. There's nothing to scout in the main base though. All the tech seems to be over here in the natural, including the lair. Is that an upgrade happening at the Spire? No. He's definitely upgrading his Hydralisks. Is the Barcode player. Corsair flying around. Additional cannons coming up here. He is worried about a big Hydra Lurker style attack at his front door. We've seen that work exceptionally well recently. That hero little twofer that I cast, it was not a sneaky one, but the Zerg player hero managed to absolutely destroy a Protoss player just with Hydras pretty much any timing at around this time. So that explains what the cannons are for. That explains what the Hydras are for coming in here now too. Oh snap, Overlords though in a lot of trouble. Running for the Hydras are not helping them, and that is a huge supply block. That is an 82 used out of 53 available supply block. Hydra's sitting back just in range. They have the range upgrade. They're working on the missile attack upgrade here too, but that's a lot of cannon. Without Dark Swarm, can't really take that down. Without better upgrades, can't really take that down. Once again, Zealots sneaking into the third base. Once again, drones forced to take their own lives into their own hands and defend against it, and they do a pretty darn good job of it. Lurker Aspect coming in from Barcode, working on Singularity Charge. Range for Dragoons, and these are the ebbs and flows, man. This is how this game works. Lurkers come in, you start working on Dragoon range because Dragoons are really good against Lurkers. They don't take the bonus damage versus them like other units do, so they can take some hits from the spines and be okay. Additionally, they hit pretty hard against Lurkers, and they have the range to deal with them when Lurkers are sitting back there trying to spine everybody to death from a distance. Dragoons are just a fantastic answer. Better answer, honestly, are Reavers, but Reavers are slow and they're expensive, and honestly, Dragoons are cheaper and faster, and sure, their pathing sucks. Another Overlord goes down, does not supply block our Barcode player. Sure, their pathing sucks, but they're good against those Lurkers burrowed deep into the ground. Took my kids trick-or-treating earlier this week, and I just wore a Darth Vader mask and like a hoodie. It wasn't a crazy costume. Oh, the Corsair. Nice dodge, though, by Stork. Dang, son. And every time they'd come up to me and just be like, this is weird, our dad's wearing a Darth Vader mask, I'd say, you have disappointed me for the last time. And it kind of worked. It came through. I have a decent James Earl Jones, especially if I'm wearing a Darth Vader mask. The effect is pretty strong. And it made them laugh. I think it made them a little bit afraid, too. They're younger kids. They're not like teenagers or anything. And anyway, good times with kids in Halloween. Oh, good target fire. Those Scourge died straight up, man. Those Scourge... Okay, we figured this out previously. If Scourge die with red, that means they just got shot and destroyed, and they didn't actually discharge their explosive payload. If there is a green explosion when they die, then that means they exploded, they did their damage, and they hit something like a Corsair. So in that case, nope. No hits on the Corsair. The Corsair are definitely injured, I'll give you that, but none of them died in that situation. I feel like they would have. So it's going to be... Actually, these drones are bad rally. Hey, drones. Yep, I understand your hatchery is rallied over here, but you need to... There you go. You need to go back to work, guys. And they are. They're going back to work here. So 3 base to 2 base. I'm surprised Stork hasn't expanded quite yet. Well, he's going to knock down a pylon to get out of his own main base, which is always embarrassing. But a couple Lurkers in production here. Got a hive coming in from Barcode 2. Heading up north is our little Hydralisk Zergling swarm. Trying to see, is there a 4th base or a 3rd base, rather, somewhere for Stork? And no, there absolutely is not. This is all that he has. This is everything that our Protoss player has. They are separated. We got Lurkers on the ground here, Hydras in the air. This is actually kind of a fun view to see everything that's going on right now anyway. So not much going on otherwise, that's for sure. Is it time to go for Stork? It's time to go, I think, for Stork. That said, these guys are set up for a nice wraparound from that backside. Alright, so look, this is just so much Zerg from the Barcode player. Holy crap. He's up 152 to 128, which is not a good place to be. If you're a Protoss player, man, you want to be ahead of the Zerg at this stage of the game. And then the Zerg player, if he can survive, can come back. But, alright, the Lurkers are getting picked off pretty much without much resistance here at all. Some Zerglings come up, the Mutas come up to sacrifice their own lives. And there we go. From the backside, Hydra's coming on in. Trying to get on top of something. Trying to dodge Storm, but the Storms are really, really well placed right now. For our Protoss player, Stork. More Storm on top of the Hydras. No Dark Storm available to stop the attacks of these Dragoons. The Storm is really, really great. And suddenly Stork is now up 110 to 99 supply. Barcode didn't really engage all of his army as well as he normally could there. I don't think Overlord's in here trying to absorb shots. Zealot's on the ground dealing with the Zerglings, so the Zerglings can't get on top of the High Templar or the Dragoons. Another beautiful Storm. And look at how injured all these Zerg units are. They're all purples. They're all reds. 86 to 79 supply. More Hydras popping in. Got Lurkers coming in here too. Observers present so the Lurkers can get spotted. Archon, yes, being created from the expended High Templar. No energy for them. They got the Lurker, but the Archon gets exploded at the same time. And now Stork is forced to pull back. Most of the army that he came with is gone. All he has left are 3 Dragoons, 5 kills, 7 kills, and 9 kills on those guys. They are war veterans, man. Expanding while attacking. Stork doing it right, man. Expanding while attacking is the way to do things. Meanwhile, Cannon's here still defending quite quite nicely. And from this point, it's just going to be Storm. It looks like from Stork, he's making additional High Templar, is working on attack upgrades for his Dragoons. He's already got +2. +3 should be coming in quite shortly. Adrenal Glands, Consume, on the way from the barcode player. And also getting melee attack with his current attack upgrade. Just the +1 Carapace, which everybody shares. Zerglings have no attack upgrades to speak of, although again, we are working on it. So third base is established here. Dragoons on the high ground. We've got ourselves another Nexus warping in, opening Warp Rift. Zealots on top of the ramp to deal with Ling run-bys. The problem you have to worry about here is a Lurker sieging, which doesn't look like Barcode is all that interested in doing. He's got a top left-hand base. He's going for a fourth way up there. Allows him to take this and then take the third here, or the natural base of this location too, that spawning location at the 11 o'clock position. That is why you do it against the Protoss. And sometimes we see Zerg players take this way early as their third, but, well, this one way early as their third, but not today. Just took the side base, kept it close to home, got the macro hatches down there. It does seem the newer the replay, the more the macro hatches we see. Right? Seems like the Zerg players we're casting in the modern times in StarCraft like those better. Anyway, Zealots heading from the south to the north. They do manage to find this hatchery. They're going to put themselves in a position where they can't really be surrounded. That said, the Zerglings have Adrenal Glands. And they hit pretty hard, even if they don't have... Oh, they have the +1. Never mind. They're additionally scary now. Plague coming on in here for our Protoss, or our Zerg player, rather. Nidus Worm on the way from the Zerg 2. And everyone just kind of hanging out. So let's go ahead and go big zoom time. See our armies just running about the map defensively, scouting. Overlords running around here too. They're mining on that right side. I love this zoom a lot. I like it a lot. Are we missing anything? Nah. We're definitely not missing anything. Some people in my previous procast were like, "You're zoomed in too much in this game," so I'm going to take that to heart and zoom out a lot more. Dark Templar finally coming in for Stork. About time for that. And our Protoss army has a couple Archons here. 135 to 119 supply. Zerg player is back up in supply. He really needs to use... There we go. I take heart in this as a Zerg player. The Defiler's consuming really nicely. I'm going to see some Plague. Plague, again, the target needs to be Dragoons, Zealots, and High Templar, not Archons. And then Dark Swarm to defend against the Dragoon attacks. Doesn't help against Zealots, doesn't really help against Archons. But that said, it is incredibly good. Dark Swarm is probably the best spell in the game, if I had to guess. Dark Templar in here, looking like Zeratul with his teal hood. Somebody made that point previously. Oh, the Storm takes down the Dark Templar. Well, maybe the detection did. Let's not blame the Storm for that. Let's blame the detection from the Overlord and the Zerglings to kill the Dark Templar Zeratul, because that's what happened. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Working on Ventral Sacs, as well as Metasynaptic Node, additional Defiler energy. So dropping for Overlords. We do see this from time to time in ZVP, where a big drop of Hydralisks and Ultras will show up at a Protoss base and try to take it down, throw some Dark Swarm down to help with that. Bring a Defiler along just for good luck. Is that a bit of a drop? That was a bit of a DT drop up here. This top left-hand base did not do much. The drones were able to hold, and there are sufficient units here defending. The drones here need to go back to work, is what they need to do. Working on ground armor, additional ground armor for Stork. He's got no ground armor yet, so he's working on that. Also a robotic support bay coming in for Stork, so he's going to definitely go for those Reavers at some point, which makes a ton of sense. Reavers doing that 100 damage splash to ground targets. Amazing against this very, very ground-heavy composition out of Barcode. Dude, he's letting his drones get up here to the front. I understand that's where the rallies are, but you have 389 supply. You can take the drones, you can put them where they need to go. Right here is not helping at all, unless you're planning on using them as some kind of a weird meat shield. Holy crap, a Dark Archon. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen this on the channel, but dang, son, he's back. Oh, I do like the Dark Archon very much. Stop being shy. Stop hiding behind the Archons, friend. Come with us. Stick for legs. Single stick for legs. It's a weird model. I don't think the original designer intended for this ever to be in remastered quality. So he's like, dang it, they can see the stick with the higher resolution. His whole body's a stick, actually. He's got shoulders and arms, and his body's a stick with a head. Anyways, Zerglings rolling on in from the south, from the north here too. Oh, is that a feedback? He feedbacked one of the Defilers. He did something. Took a bunch of his shields down with it. That is how Dark Archons work. Their shields are their mana in a lot of situations. Actually, no. That's only mind control. So the mana just goes down there. Whew, a little mixed up with something else there. Anyway, so yes, he does throw down a feedback, taking the energy that the Defiler had and using it against itself, and the Defiler died. So it didn't really help Stork win that engagement, but not bad stuff regardless. Big lively discussion on the Discord server the other day, which, by the way, there's a link in the description. Talk about StarCraft quite a bit. And, ooh, careful, man. Don't you even think about getting picked off. That Zergling's like, I got him. I got the Dark Templar. Storm's here. Hydra's rolling in. Dark Templar trying to do stuff. Running around, getting microed on the backside here. Oop. Stepping in a little bit too early are the Lurkers. Taking a lot of damage there. One Storm is not enough to kill a Lurker, but two, definitely. One will soften it up immensely here. Dark Archon doesn't have enough energy to do much of anything right now. Got Dark Templars on, and this Dark Archon, rather, running around dangerously. The Storms are really good out of Stork. Archon's getting exploded. Additional Hydras rolling on in. Oh, there was a drop over here, too. Dang it. Did I seriously miss a huge drop over here? Where'd the army go? Are you guys, like, are you full of... Somehow the entire army that was in there got murdered. Oh, rah. So distracted by the Dark Archon. Well, there was a drop that took down the third base of Stork. He still has a fourth base up along the right side, though. Should be okay. That's hitting down 154 to 110 supply. Continuing to make Archons. Dark Archon is still alive. He's got 7 kills. Good. Well, good for him. Good for Dark Archon with 7 kills. Maelstrom, maybe? I did not see him cast a Maelstrom at all. This is throwing me off my groove. Seeing Dark Templar makes me Dark Archon makes me excited. Unduly so. Got a Zeratul down here with his teal cape and his big old sword, swinging it around. Warp Blade, I believe, is the official term for it. It is, in fact, a Warp Blade. And with a +3 attack, it is 49 damage per swipe. That will one-shot a Zergling. Thank you very much. It'll two-shot a Hydralisk without too much trouble. More Storm going down on these Lurkers. Another great Storm as the Lings try to come in. Zealots are going to deal with them, though. Good control so far from Stork. Man, that's... No, are you kidding? That Lurker has 2 HP. You got to finish it off, man. Dark Archon could throw another... Oh, good. Plague, though. Catching, well, a few Zealots. Dark Swarm comes up as well to protect this area, but that's not where the army went. Regardless. Oh, there's a base. There's a Nexus warping up here. There was army checking that as soon as they left. That's when Stork expanded, apparently. Yeah, so the Plague on the Archons, they don't care. Plague only deals with physical damage, not shield damage, and Archons are 89 million% shield. Technically like 99% shield, but whatever. Honestly, a feedback on this... Oh, the feedback on the Defiler wouldn't be too good. This guy does not have much energy remaining. Just a straight up kill on him is just fine. Thanks. And they get him with his little unique death noise there. 186 to 127 supply. The barcode player is looking great right now. Hydralisks rolling out kind of piece by piece here. It's not what you want to see. If you are a Zerg player, you kind of want to hit everything at once. There's your Maelstrom, though. All right, very nice. Maelstrom combined with Storm. Maelstrom means the units cannot move, but they can still take damage. The Storm on top of units that cannot move is super, super good. You get credit for kills, though? Nope. Dark Archon does not get credit for those kills. Absolutely not. This army pushing on into the left side, this 5th base, but army from the south coming on in. Nice. Again, the Maelstrom and the Storm. A decent combination here for sure. These Hydras are not doing well for themselves. Trying to target the Dark Archon a little bit. Stork is using Dark Archons so well. This is probably the best use of Dark Archon I've ever seen, and I'm going to jinx it. Don't you die. Don't you die on me. Oh, crap. He's trapped. And he's surrounded. Archons, save him. No, Dark Archon. Oh, gets wiped out by the Zerglings. In fairness, they're +2 Zerglings with adrenal glands. You're not going to really withstand against that all that much. But pretty good attack. Takes down the main hatchery at this 5th base of our barcode player. Man, if you know who this is, if this style reminds you of anybody, it kind of reminds me of Larva a little bit. Just a lot of macro hatches, a lot of just big groups of units. Micro not the best, just trying to overwhelm his opponent with sheer numbers. Look at this, High Templar getting picked off. Sure, the Storm's taking a lot of lings with him, but that is a trade that barcode will make every single day of the week. Zerglings take down this fifth base up on the top right for Stork. This is a good game. This is a good one. That said, barcode's up 126 to 64 supply. Where are the Reavers? Stork is unable to make anything but some Zealots and a High Templar. This is the beginning of the end. This is the beginning of the end for Stork. Losing that third base was huge. Not that I witnessed it particularly, but I'm assuming it was. Well, just its effect on the game was massive. Zeratul comes wandering in, has 8 kills, exploding these drones. The drones carrying minerals and gas anyway explode, but not anybody else. This is kind of impressive. I mean, this one Dark Templar has 12 kills already. What can he do? Oh, get the Hydra. You can kill that Hydralisk. You can just two-shot it. Oh, look at the surround, though. This Dark Templar not want to die. 18 kills, 19 kills, and 20 kills before he's killed by the Hydralisk. 20 kill Dark Templar might drag Stork back into this game. Actually, the saturation is not that fantastic at a couple of these bases. Really, the only mining bases that barcode has right now are these top left ones. That said, that is a lot of Zergling. They've got 3-3 now. They are fully cracklings in every sense of the word. Lurkers, Lings, Hydras, pretty good spread on the units here. Just a good split of our barcode player. APM at 330 right now, 298. Hovering over 300 is Stork. It looks like Stork is trying to retake his third base, and I feel like that's a good place to go as the Protoss player, is to retake this third. Be sitting here in a couple mining bases, but look at the swarm that's coming in right now. Yeah, no, Lurkers are going to set up on this place and say, hey, Zealots, you think you're hot stuff, right? Get out. Get out of here. Kind of poking down this way is barcode, trying to threaten. But again, this is a really nice place to storm. It's not a huge choke, but it's enough of a choke. Oh, the Plague, though. There's that Plague coming in. Catching the Zealots, not catching any of the High Templar, which is kind of huge. Kind of really big for Stork there. Keeping those High Templar alive. They're very flimsy, and if they've been plagued, they die so much more quickly than the regular style unplagued version does, which you can buy at your local supermarket. Sometimes it's on sale. Another Archon coming in. No Dark Archons, though. No more Dark Archons, unfortunately. Stork did a lot of good work with that one Dark Archon. We will name him Tom. He is Tom, the Dark Archon. He is dead now, but they will sing songs about Tom forever. This Zealot trying to do the job of what that Dark Templar did earlier, but nope, you are no Zeratul, my friend. Not at all. This is a Zeratul. He's got 1 kill. He's checking to see, is there another base possibly by the Zerg up here? No. No, there is not. Overlord just on finding the Dark Templar duty right now. Oh, man. Oh, man, Zeratul, you're in trouble. Juke. Don't attack. Juke. Yeah, another major engagement here. Storm's getting called down. We do have Dragoons coming in here as well, trying to take down the Hydras and the Lurkers, storming the Lurkers quite nicely. Dragoons are sitting on that +3 attack, as we've expressed. 26 damage per shot here, coming from the top to the north. Zerglings, Defilers. Are we ready to go is the question of the day. Ah, the surround. The Zerglings coming up the ramp. The Hydras at the front, storming your own units because there are so many Zerglings. Yep, this is the final stand, and that is your good game. Good game out of Stork, and barcode is your winner here in 28 minutes and 26 seconds. Fantastic display of multitasking, of just macro out of whoever this guy is. Out of whoever this barcode player is. Just took down Stork, so, I mean, make your guesses in the comments, guys. Who is this? It doesn't seem like a Jaedong. It seems like Jaedong has a little bit better control with his units here. It's a little bit sloppier, a little bit looser than that. Which, again, is why I think it might be Larva. Is Larva capable of taking down Stork this decisively? I think he is. And by decisively, it was a good game, right? Hatcheries absolutely fell. Drones got killed. Battles were won by Stork, but losing this third base was huge. Can we find the loss of this third base? Where the heck did my map go? So, oh, wait. That's where it died? That's where it died. So zoom back a little bit more. Yeah, okay. So when is this? I'm really Am I enthralled with the Dark Archon yet? Don't think I am. Let's speed this up a tiny bit here. Setting up. It's gotta be a drop, though. That's what these overlords are for, right? Here he is. So Dark Archon shows up. I'm very pleased by his existence. I follow him around for a while, and while I'm distracted... Yep, here's the load up. Here's the load up, and then I think there's probably just a drop here with some Dark Swarm and some Hydras. Or some Zerglings is better, actually. Yeah, engagement up here. We're watching the Dark Archon do some stuff, watching a ton of storms happen, and then the Dark Swarm, yep, Dark Swarm and Zerglings, enough to make it happen. Zerglings take down the base, a lot of them die. Yeah, see, the Zerglings that go out of the Dark Swarm, the Zealots are able to take care of them, all the cannons die, and the Nexus dies too. Comes back home to try to deal with it, gets kind of caught and ambushed over in this area. But yeah, loses this and can't really get it established anytime consistently. Yeah, see, the army comes in here again. Dark Archon, get out. Yeah, Zerglings coming in, there's the cancel on the base, and that's it. Okay, fair enough. So let's go ahead and check out our final score, as is tradition on the channel. And it's going to be 552 units produced by Barcode in 21 minutes. 552! Look at that score, though. 87,000 to 87,600. Stork actually killing more units, losing fewer units, but just more produced overall. And that's how you win a Zerg. Let's be honest. That structures don't really matter. And yeah, additional bases held by the Zerg player throughout the game. Stork can't really do much but get 3 bases up at any time. And you can see it here. So, all right, that is going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2. Ooh, StarCraft Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon and Twitch, where I'm playing Warcraft 2, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.